to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a more, but you can't bring the truth to me.
Hey guys, we're back for a special episode of Something for Your Culture. I'm your host, Jazzy J, and of course, I have my partner in crime from the Doe Show. Doe, welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So tonight we have two special guests. One who's no stranger to the culture, but one is a new guest. And tonight we have Jay James. Welcome.
Hey, what's up? How you doing? Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming. So you and Nakia have done this wonderful movie that we premiered a couple of days back, Assured by Grace. So, Dawn, I'm gonna let you go ahead and start with you kick it off with your first question.
With this movie premiering at such a high rate, what was your most proudest point in putting it together?
Being able to visually show a part of someone's life and represent it in a way that's respectful but also informative, I think. As you know, with Assured by Grace, the main person has alopecia. We were able to take that and really represent it in a way where those who have it and those who don't have it can be informed, but also understand the process of going through it and also healing from it. And also understanding that there can be life with what you deal with. And it is also a story for anybody, you know, who's dealing with something they think is so big and realize that they can overcome it. So I think just being able to do that was one of my greatest things to do with the movie.
Were you in on putting this beautiful cast together?
Yes. So I do work with Nakia in many assets in putting things together, and one was a cast. And this has been a long time coming. So some of these people I've known from other movies, and then some I know that Red had in his mind that he wanted to work with. So especially with the main actor, we known her for a while, and we knew that we wanted to put her in something like this. So it was, it was good.
So let me ask you this: how do you approach breaking down a script and like finding the visual language for it?
How do we approach? Well, we approach breaking down a script in many ways. I think one of the ways is looking for something that we know our audience or a audience wants. So we take that, what would our audience want? So we take a theme, we take a subject, kind of like alopecia, and then we take that, we research it, and we use it to the best of our abilities, one, to entertain the audience, but at the same time inform them. So when it comes to breaking down the script, you got to know what your audience wants. And when it comes to the material, you have to be kind of informed for it. So even with this movie, we was kind of informed in terms of alopecia, how it affects people and things like that, because before this movie, we were working with people with alopecia. Long time ago, we did a commercial for this lady who basically does wigs. She had a whole bunch of alopecia clients, and that's how we first started to know and understand what this meant. And before that, we did a movie called Beautifully Insecure that we did that really brought us more into the world. So I think breaking down the script is knowing your audience, knowing what they want, but also delivering to the audience in a real way, but also in a way they can understand. So, and there's many other ways to break down the script, but I think for the visual aspect, you have to know something about the subject matter to bring it to life.
I could kind of tell that you guys were intimate with alopecia. You know, you could tell this wasn't coming from an experienced angle on it.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was very well put together how you guys intertwined your experiences with it into the movie. So
very true.
And it actually shows through on the screen.
Yeah, not only our experience, but also
an actress that was actually has gone through it. That was personal to her, so she could. It's relatable. It's very relatable.
Very true, very true. It's relatable to her as she has alopecia as well, which adds that true touch to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not just a story that we made up just so we can make money, but it has those true elements to it that shows that we're really trying to tell a good story. And not only her story or our story, but we met a lot of individuals, you know, through the community. So we're able to, in part, tell their story as well. So it's really good to really to be a part of that community and to know a large amount about it to really reflect their stories and not just just make a movie for money. You know what I mean? To
Right.
to, to really touch something in the heart.
So, how did you guys go about, balancing your artistic vision, and the budget and studio limitations? Like, how did y'all come together on that?
Well, so since me and Nakia has been doing films for a very long time, we understand how to kind of balance that. And you balance that by what gives you the most production value, pretty much. So you first focus those, let's say, eggs in a basket, in those production values. What is the production value of this movie? Having somebody in there who can relate to the subject matter of alopecia. That's it. Um, the locations, making sure that locations reflect the story. That's a good production value. How
That's
you
true.
shoot is production value. So you try to really focus on those elements first, so you create a good film.
Okay.
So
So, you had a question?
Um, actually, I wanted to know a little bit more about your start in the film industry outside of this movie.
yes.
What was your
So
first project, and how did you get into the field that you're
oh
in?
my goodness, you're making me think now. You're making me
Yeah,
think. So I've been working with Nakia for a long time, and our first um, I hope I'm saying this right. Our first movie was it's called the greatest sex I ever had. But it's a reflection on relationships. It's a reflection on having faith in your relationships. So the title was a catcher, but the core of it was really like thought provoking and relationship wise. And me and Nakia had a vision, and I worked with Nakia beforehand in terms of music and things like that. So I knew him for a while. He started to transition into films, and he needed some help with audio. So that's when I jumped in and started helping him with audio. And so that was like our first beginnings. And he just had a vision. He just said, "I'm gonna go for it." So he sat down, worked the script. Me and him worked on the script. I remember like late nights, late mornings working on the script, putting together. We had plenty of stories. We used to meet at IHOP in the morning, like 4 o'clock in the morning before we went to work to like work on the script. So we spend like 2 hours working on the script, and then we go to work, and we'd do that almost like every morning. So those humble beginnings. And we got people together that we knew. We got some people
like-minded,
together. What do you say?
like-minded.
Yeah, like-minded that we knew, and then some people we didn't knew, but we knew that was in the industry. So in terms of actors and things like that, when it comes to locations, we just went out and just asked people, could we film? And you'd be very interested to know that a lot of people would say yes if you
Mhm.
really have the confidence and you have the right mind. And we just did it. That first film, we just did it. We put it out and we went for it. And just kept going.
What
So
was
that's where
your
I got my start, just with Nakia. And then from there, we just kept doing movie after movie after movie, learning and learning and learning. So
okay? What's your process for directing this cast to ensure that you guys get what you envisioned for the movie?
I think honestly, we give them free will to explore their character themselves. And I
Mm.
think that's one of the best things you can do because we go, here's the idea, here's kind of the layout of the movie. Now take this and tell me what you see in the character and make it real to you. I think having that freedom allows them to really explore the character and to create something more than just us putting them in a box and giving them a format, telling them what to do, because they're able to be creative. It's like
Mhm.
giving somebody a pencil and piece of paper and saying, "Hey, draw a cat." I didn't say it was a tiger or a panther. Draw what you see, draw what you feel,
Right.
and being able to allow them to be artistic, I think is a good thing. And then from there, we can work with it and kind of shave it down what we need. But I think that works the best, and we get a lot of good characters from that process.
So that goes to say that you don't mind people that you're working with to go a little bit off script, not off script, but to what's the word I'm looking for? To
Like, be creative.
not be creative, but like what is it when comedians get on stage and they just freestyle?
Like improvise, kind of.
Improvise.
Yes.
Improv.
Yes. Improv. 100%, definitely. And you can really see that in our more comedic films. A lot of that stuff, we just let them improvise. And sometimes you get the best results from that, especially somebody who's really talkative, who's really opening. Because people's personalities, I think, also reflect that acting to a point. If you have a confident person, that confidence shines sometimes in filming. So, yeah, we allow them to be creative in that way. Sometimes when it comes to dramas, you kind of got to bring it in because it's so easy sometimes to turn to comedy. Because when you get a lot of people together and they're enjoying themselves, laughter happens, right? So that's the only time that we might have to calm down. Like, hey, we got to keep in mind that like this is a drama. We
got to reel it in a little bit.
Yeah, let's be creative. Hey, let's be creative, but everything's not a joke. But now we let them flow like that, and I think it's the best way. If I allow you to create the character with minor parameters, I think you'd be more excited than me putting you in a box. You were able to create this character that you had in mind, and usually all the time it works. And I think the actors like it as well because they get to be creative.
Right.
So
it's like not putting them in a box and letting them be artistically free.
Yeah.
Within the character space that they have.
Yeah, I think it's like we're letting you be an actor. We're letting you create this character and act it out. So do that. And also shows who really delves into their character.
It really shows like method acting. Method acting is what they call it.
Yeah. It shows like you took the time on your off days to really work on this character. Like you're excited about this, and that's what we want to see. Because on our off days, we're working on scripts, getting things together. So, within it, we all have to work in our own capacity. So, and it is honestly really fun to see what they come up with. Because like you'll write something, and you have something in mind, like, oh, this character is going to be like A type, and they take it, and it's like
and amplify it.
It's like type Z, but it works out so well, and because they have that opportunity to be creative, it makes the movie better. So
let me ask you, with that in mind, when a scene is not working, how do you guys pivot from that?
We pivot with patience, right? And by not working, it all depends on what part's not working. If a character is not working, then we might take a break and give some pointers and things like that. It's always pivoting off of patience and kind of taking our time because, you could rush through it, but it's not going to be what you want. You could let the person just do whatever he's doing, but it's not what you want. And sometimes people are looking for help because sometimes it's hard to create certain characters, especially when it comes to drama because it's so intense. So we take our time. We'll take a step back. We'll run through lines and we'll tweak stuff here and there until we both satisfy what we come up with. So I think that's the best thing to do. You have to learn how to work with people. This business is a people person business. The best thing you can do is work with people because once you work with them, they might come back better than before. And you want to really keep that good relationship. You never really know what diamond in the rough you have. They might be kind of rough now, but they come back 2 movies later. They've been going to classes. They've been practicing. And that thing, you got a little diamond on your hands. So we always try to work with people.
Chemistry. 2-part question. Out of all the movies, the many projects that you worked on, what is your favorite and what is the one you had the most fun putting together?
Oh, man. My fun was going to be interesting because I got to think about it. We worked so many movies. My favorite movie I ever worked on is Boo Boo the Fool. Out of all the movies that we made, I can watch that over and over because I legitimately think it's a funny movie. And you learn in this business, it's really hard to do comedy. because one, you have to have people that are funny that can create what we call funny, but at the same time you have to have the material as well to be funny. But people really create the funniness, and it's hard to do, honestly. But Boo Boo the Fool, I feel like, is legitimately a very funny movie. So that's my most, out of all the movies we did, that's the one I like. Man, that was a good one. I really have a lot of movies that I enjoy working on. Anytime we do a Christmas movie, for some reason, it's always fun. Even though we really don't do Christmas movies in Christmas, but I guess it's just the cheer of it.
You a holiday guy?
Yeah, man. Anytime we do a Christmas movie, man, it's fun. I can't remember exactly the most fun I ever had on set because it's been a couple of them.
Nakia shaking his head no.
Don't listen to that guy. He don't know nothing. But yeah. What about you, Mr. Hampton?
Are making Christmas movies fun?
No, the question that I presented was, out of all the projects that you've done, what was your favorite and what was the most fun you had putting together?
Wow, it is a Christmas movie. Christmas Proposal, and the only reason why was there was probably 2 or 3 reasons, but the first reason was it was probably one of the first films where, like, I caught myself off guard that I kind of had my rhythm, you know. It was one of the first films where we were finishing early every day, and we just had a bunch of free time, and it was just, you know, a learning experience. And probably the biggest thing, I'm not sure that was his first film, probably was, but my youngest son was in that movie.
Most fun put together.
For both of you guys, what is like a theme or like a subject you guys find yourself returning to in some of y'all movies?
And the movies in general?
No matter what I do, I Christ is in it. Even when I did the movie Entanglement, at the end there was that moment. That's good, you know, but at the same time, I'm expecting more of myself with that. But definitely returning to Christ in every one is probably is it. Yeah. And black female leads is a big thing too. Not necessarily the story, but having a black female lead in the movie means a lot. So I would definitely say that.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Black female leads is something that we always kind of strive for. So
and we appreciate you for that. Okay, let me just be the first to say that we appreciate that. So you had a question?
Any male-centered movies coming up? Being that both of you are men and you can speak from a man's perspective. No. Is there one coming up?
There is. It's in a weird stage because I was doing it with the
company. Not a market for it, right?
But no, there's a market for it. I mean, with the internet, there's a market for everything. Basically, you just got to see what is the cap on that market. You know, if the cap on that market is only for some reason $100,000, then you can't be out here making no $80,000 movie. You know, so that's really the thing about it. But I'm working with a company, and there's a movie with a male lead, strong male subject. I think people will be able to relate to, and females will enjoy to watch because this male struggle really impacts the females and relationships and daughters. So, yeah, there is one coming. And I'm sorry, I'm still trying to get myself together.
Hey, I'm gonna give y'all this quick idea, and you could do it from a comedy perspective.
I can't take ideas.
Well, I'm gonna give it to boss man. Maybe he can relay it to you. I don't experience this, so let's not get it. So listen, I don't experience it, so but
cover his ears.
Erectile dysfunction can be a very funny point to build a movie and a platform on. I'm talking about like so it's not too serious, but it can be informative at the same time. Just saying.
I see what you're saying, and it's something that that there's a whole businesses based on it, so there's a market for it.
$1
But
billion
it's
business.
not something people. One thing about Black culture, like if I had a meeting about stopping gang violence, the gangsters wouldn't show up. You know, if I had a thing about managing money, the people that really need to manage money wouldn't show up.
Right.
And I think that kind of falls into that category, even though there's a lot of people. And I'm just being straight up about it.
No. I respect that. That's why I said bring the comedy aspect into it. Because
yeah, and that's what I thought when you said that. I said, yeah, it would be funny with the comedy aspect, but I think something like that is probably. I mean, you will never hear a guy talking about it like, like it's a new chain of shoes. So, I think that would be a rough one there, to be honest with you, man. I just like to be straight up with people about content.
Oh, I appreciate it. Like, I'm not versed in what y'all do. I'm just throwing something out there. And I totally respect your answer.
What's the most challenging scene you guys have dealt with, and how did y'all overcome it?
That's been a couple.
Not a couple.
More than a couple. It's been a whole.
Both of them did the same thing. They was like
a whole movie.
Right. They had a flashback real quick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll let you go, Jay.
Well, we was working on the movie. We had high hopes for this movie. As in all movies. We all have high hopes in all this movie. Me and him split it. We both put money in, and based on some of the actors that we got, it didn't quite work out because we just started to butt heads. And at the end of finishing this movie, editing and everything, we could not use it.
Oh, wow.
So we had to basically not can the idea, but the movie that we put together, we had to can it. We did go back and do the idea, but because of the actors, they wasn't at a certain level that we needed them to be. A lot of button heads, and what happens is once people start to butt heads, once the energy changes, and by energy I just mean personality class, it affects the movie.
It definitely does.
And we just couldn't use it. We made a whole movie that we could not use.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was going to say the same movie. And something that I want to explain also is, and people don't like this, but you are only valuable to somebody as valuable as they think you are. And that's just the facts of life. Some people will pay an actor, X amount of dollars, but the director next to him don't think they're worth that because of how he's working. And when you're an actor, you can't expect everybody to appreciate you like you appreciate yourself. And when you don't get treated at a standard that other people feel you haven't earned or shown, you can't you can't have attitude. You can't when we come to work, and that was probably the most challenging movie ever. And I can honestly say, if it's not 1% behind, it's right there. With all the challenges and all the movies together, that one was worse than all of them combined together.
Oh, wow.
It was a lot. It changed who I was as a person.
Yeah. Would you ever work with any of those people again?
Oh, no. Never. They knew that before they left the next day to leave.
Even before the movie was over, we all knew.
Done.
Mid movie,
they would never.
Yeah, mid movie, we all knew what was going to happen.
We already knew.
And I don't wish nothing bad against anybody because I know people are human and things, but there's just some people I just really don't want nothing to do with. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even want to hear about you. You know.
I'm like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so I try to encourage people, man, that this industry is hard because when you're it's just not one industry. Now, and it frustrates me when people tell people that. There's multiple industries in one. All of them just sell content of video. So AVOD is one whole industry. It's a different business model. SVOD, like Netflix, is a different. TiVo, all of that, they're different. So you have to make movies for each one, and the circumstances change. And AVOD is ruled by advertisers. If the advertisers don't want to pay a lot, there's no money to pay a lot. If advertisers want to pay a lot, there's a lot of money to pay a lot. And actors don't know this. So what happens is they think that the CPMs are behind the scenes going up and down, but they think everything is cool. You know, so they want more money, and more stuff. And
True.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys, when you guys were picking the cast for Assured by Grace, what was your process? Why did you pick each person?
I guess I'll go.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Well, of course, we wanted somebody that actually had alopecia and could act. That was the main thing, you know.
Beautiful cast.
That I'm not even sure we would have done the movie.
Yeah.
Like it just wouldn't be the same movie. And also, we needed that experience for that person the experience that person had to roll on to us. We needed somebody to check us. Like I don't have alopecia. Friends that have alopecia. Like I can't afford like to bring all of them on set and just hang around. So having a key person was the main thing. Everybody else, I really was going for the look to match up with everybody. You know, so I got a pool of people that I knew could act. Then trying to figure out who really matches up. That was the most important thing there. That the lead and her two friends look like they really be friends. You know.
Yeah, and I think also with that pool of people, excluding like the main character, knowing people we could rely on as well, knowing people we know that would see it through. That is so important. Having people that when it's 2:00 in the morning and we say we got to do one more scene, they say no problem, let's get it. Having those reliable people makes so much difference. Sometimes that's even more important if you can act.
It is.
Like availability is the best ability.
Yeah, just
on more than one format.
Yeah. So the people we use, we knew they were reliable. We knew they could act, but they were reliable and they will give it all they got, no matter what. You know, and that's what we needed in this movie. Give it all you got, because we're gonna give it all we got while we're here. We asked you to do the same.
Yeah. And you know, like I was telling James earlier that Jasmine, very relatable, very, very relatable. You could tell that she learned a lot about herself doing this movie. Just sitting down talking with her when we interviewed the cast, you could tell that she learned so many pieces going through each scene, and she saw another side of herself that she probably didn't even see prior to making the movie.
And I can see that. I know she was a huge help on the movie, and just I want to give her props for just sticking it through. We did 2 reshoots. She had to drive back out, get those done. One reshoot, I had to drive to Fayetteville. So after she finished what she was doing, she had a family gathering going on. She left, knocked a couple scenes out with me, went back. Like I really want to give her props on that. If I asked questions about alopecia, how would this person really feel? She was open about it, If we were off a little bit and she would like kind of hint to something without being disrespectful, that was huge.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. We don't have many films like this in our community anyway, because, now, I don't personally know anybody with alopecia. Jasmine was actually the first person that I met in our community that has it. I don't know anybody that has it personally, but these are things that we need to talk about. Because what about if one of our children has that? We have absolutely no clue what to do, how you get it.
As far as alopecia goes, as a lot of people in our community only know about it from Jada Pinkett Smith.
Right. And that's very vague. That's not really that much.
I mean,
Yeah,
but like keep it a buck. A lot of people in
Yeah.
our community have never heard the word alopecia until she
Right,
spoke.
a lot. That is true.
I mean, and me and Red really didn't hear it until we did that commercial. We didn't know
Where
somebody
I'm
else's sister.
where I'm from, excuse my language, not being disrespectful, they just called you bald headed.
yeah.
No,
Or they
like
call
the real raw part of it is growing up. If your condition wasn't diagnosed, they just threw their own label and stigma on it, and you had to live with it.
Yeah, that's very true. And you just wasn't aware. You wasn't informed. You know,
Right.
you had nothing to inform you. You know, there really wasn't a whole bunch of movies or information out there. You know, so that's
Now,
very
the
true.
male lead that you guys have in Assured Grace, let me just start by saying he is hilarious. Hilarious, okay? How did you find him?
Well, there was two leads in there, two men leads. You talking about Josh or Charles? Puerto
Charles?
Rican.
Yes.
Oh, Charles. I don't even know where I found Charles at.
Charles is hilarious. You want to talk about improvise and improv?
Yeah.
That is Charles. I
Yes.
mean, the entire interview, improv through. Hilarious.
Yeah, he also does stand up as well, so that makes
Yes,
sense.
he did let us know that.
He does stand up.
Yeah.
I know me and Charles, I met him through a friend at church, and I believe, he started going to my church that we used to go to. Both of us used to go there a while back, and that's how we met. And I'm not even sure how I found out he was an actor. I knew that he did stand up, and we just started, clicking. Did a couple of projects, and I felt like he really fit Assured by Grace.
Yeah.
I think he did a real good job.
I do too.
Yeah, I agree as well. And what about the rest of your cast? How did you pick them individually? What did you see in them that they fit their characters?
Well, Josh.
Yeah, we knew him for a long time.
Yeah, that's our go-to is Josh.
Yeah.
Ty Reppes, he played the assistant for Myra, the auntie in the movie. We met Myra. She was the first lady of a church, and she did plays. And I think it was what's the girls play? Something girls.
Dreamgirls?
Dreamgirls.
Dreamgirls.
Yeah, she tore that thing to pieces. She can sing and do everything. So that's how we met her. We knew Ty. He was actually kind of like the co-director on this. So we worked with him on a lot of projects. And Jay, you could tell him about Brianna and the other people.
Yeah, Brianna the same way. We did a project with her before this. Was it the first one? Was it the Christmas project we did with her?
Yeah.
So and she was, man, I think we found her on the internet because we do a lot of our searching on the internet or people that we know. Or we'd be like, hey, do you know somebody who might be good for this part? And so her first movie was the Christmas movie. And while we're filming, especially when we bring somebody new on set, we're always looking. One, to see if they can act, but two, their personality and their attitude towards acting and filming. And she was just real cool to be around with. She knew her lines. She could act, and we really wanted to use her again. And we felt like this would be a good fit for her, and I'm glad we did bring her in. This was definitely more on the more comedic side, but I think she did a great job. And that's what usually happens. We bring somebody new in. After we film, we usually go back and talk and see what we can put them at again if they're a real good fit for the production as well. Because that's what we really look for.
That's actually what I was going to ask next. Do you ever write with a certain actress or actor in mind when you're putting together your films?
Sometimes we do. It depends on the film, I feel like, and it also depends on what we're writing. Because sometimes we might see something, we might be, Josh might be a good fit for that, or Ty might be a good fit for that. Because having those people, for less words, in your pocket kind of speeds up the production. And once you work with people so much, you kind of know what roles they fit in well and their strengths and their weaknesses. So sometimes we do that. And really, we do that a lot. Then some roles we see, we're like, let's go look and search, see what we can find, because this role needs a specific person. kind of like Jasmine. Like it needs a specific person to do this. So
one thing I have noticed about most of your movies is there's always a message somewhere in your movie. And then there's always a little bit of comedic or comic relief in there, but the message is always there. With Assured by Grace, how do you feel like this movie differ from the rest of your other movies?
Well, personally, I've just went through a lot of stuff with film the last couple of years, and this film here is a new beginning for me. To some people, it may look like a normal film that I've made, but it's really a new beginning, the transition for me, just for the rest of my film career. That's definitely the biggest thing, just in my personal life. I do think the cast that we used, it cleared some things up for me for the type of environment and things that we wanted. And I feel like it brought us back home. Like how we filmed this, I feel like the environment was similar to In the Beginning. And honestly, I got kind of lost in a few films around entanglement and all that stuff like that. But this film here is like the one that's bringing us back home. So I'm very proud of this movie.
Yeah. I 100% agree. Just feel like we're like back to our roots of what we really wanted to make. Definitely from the beginning, something's also always Christ-centered, but really just a good message for anybody, So it was good. And having that cast there who was like-minded and who really wanted the same thing we wanted in terms of that Christ-centeredness, in terms of that good message, really goes a long way. It's almost like people coming together, one mind, and really getting something done. So it felt really good.
Yeah. But one thing I want to say, like, as fans, people see the industry as one whole thing. They think everybody has the same goal. Everybody wants an Oscar. Everybody wants to do this and that. And that's not the case. Right. They think, even when I talk to some people, I realize everybody think every movie costs like $1 million to make,
Right.
And they don't understand that in the industry, the circumstances are different. So, like, facing this film, it was one of those films that I feel we can really be ourselves, put in the industry, and have success with it without having to alter who we are or bow down to all these other things that's going on. And you can get caught up trying to please people, trying to chase an Oscar, trying to get followers, instead of trying to get to the message and get to the bag. And I felt like we did a good job of that on this one.
I will say, because I'm also a fan of your movies. So as being a fan of your movies, I can sit up here and say that you have been pretty much consistent with the message and what you're trying to show your audience and fan base. So, thank you for that. I thoroughly enjoy your movies.
And can I say one more thing? Just to be clear, the goal is to make as many movies as possible before I die with the message, and please in that way of pleasing Christ. Like that's the goal. Some movies, the message may come in on the back end, or maybe just in the middle a little bit. Some movies, the message may be soaked in it, but it's. And I have to say this because it frustrates me, and I understand people mean it in a good way. They'll joke about trying to be on Netflix or winning Oscars and Emmys and stuff. But I tell you, that stuff never, ever crossed my mind one time writing 30 movies. And it just hit me a while ago. Like, it doesn't even make sense for my plan to chase awards. It's about as many movies as possible. If we got to make the movie with $1, or we got one of the budgets we want that's like in the six figures, it's, making as many as possible until we die.
Right. So let me ask you this: with you saying that, what's one thing each of you wish you had known before you got into making movies that you know now?
Pretty sure I have. Well, I say the first thing that came to my mind. Keeping in mind that some things you legitimately have no control over. And you can't allow that to consume your mind to the point where you don't make the film that you called to make. You literally have to make the best film with the information that you have. The information is also marketing, advertisement. Like, use the best of what you have and make the film. And don't be so caught up with things you can't control. Because we seen films that we thought will make X amount of money and didn't. But then we had films where we were like, well, let's see what happens. And they just hit. Because there's a portion of it you can't control. Like the consumer, you only control them to a little bit in terms of advertising and marketing. And some of that, man, honestly, the rest of it is just God. So I just keep that in mind. Like, some things you just can't control.
Yeah, that was a very strong point. Because there was even a movie that we never promoted. And we got a call saying it made X amount of dollars and is in the most popular and all of that. And I never promoted it one time.
Wow.
There's been some movies that I gave it everything I got and got absolutely nothing out of it.
And be honest, some movie was like, yo, we just got to get this done.
Yeah.
But then, man, people loved it.
They say God laughs at our plans.
Well, he was rolling on his back.
He was
I'm trying to tell you that was but me, I think management is the thing I would have known and been more known from the very beginning. That this is what I see most filmmakers lack, and sometimes we think management is in order, but management is also the way that you think. You know, what you're willing to do, thinking ahead, your patience. You know, knowing yourself. When it's too much, what you can handle, you know, those things. Management is the big thing because, and people don't like when I say this, but I can't think of one person that, I really can't think. And there's some people out there, but I mean that I know that I can really say when they got into the film industry made them a better person. Like everybody I know that came in here, there was a struggle. And some people just changed, you know?
Yeah.
And we talked about it, me and the people. Some people, they became more insecure, you know, that they feel like they need to be more lustful. Some people, they just got so desperate in it, like and they're honest about it, and they ask for forgiveness, but they took advantage of people they shouldn't have, you know? Like this industry is, all the stuff in the world is in the industry, all of it. It is just the same people, you know. It's just that they can hide behind a suit, a desk, and you can communicate them through the internet. So, yeah, I would say management is the biggest thing.
That's a good one. Yeah.
So, guys, what's the next project?
That was my question.
Because I know the kids stay.
They got something up their sleeves, like I'm not sure how good of friends y'all are, but when we ask questions, like both of y'all get the same.
They look at each
really
other.
Good.
Yeah, they look at it's the eye.
Yeah.
It's like we playing spades and we partners and they partners.
Me and Jasmine interviewing people for a long time, and it's like y'all synchronized without being in the same room.
Right.
You'd be surprised what happens when we're in the same room. It's straight up.
I was a lot of talking across the board. That's what
no talking across the board with just their eyes,
like their eyes.
That's what I know talking. I know. This year I'll put another film of mine out. Right now I have a working title. It's called For the Love of God. But right now I'm finishing the script up, so that'll be in production this year. So and then Red got his thing, so I'll be there with him as always.
I got a lot. I got a movie that I'm in the middle of editing called Last Date. I just put a spec date on it for November, but depending on what's going on with it, sure by grace, I might get to it sooner. But I have these 3 shorts. One is called Honey-Do List, which I think is a comedy. And because it's a comedy, that's why I chose to make it a short. Because comedy is just different now in entertainment and how you present it in a movie. You know, we're not as patient anymore because we get comedy with reels. Like, so with a movie, you got to be kind of different now.
Right.
You know? Like, you got to be bah, 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 bah. But yeah, I got a few other things. I ain't gonna tell too much, but yeah, I'll tell you those two.
Okay. Well, you know, when you ready to drop, come on back. Come on back. So let me ask James this question, because Nakia, you know, your family here, so you've answered this question. James, you know, with tomorrow not being promised, and anything can happen to us to the blink of the eye, what would you want your legacy to be known for?
I want my legacy to be known that. Can I have multiple? Or does it have to be one?
No, you can have as many as you want.
Okay.
Can I ask the genie to have as many wishes as possible?
Yeah. Exactly. Usually doesn't work out for the wish here. One, I really want to be known that no matter what he did and what he put his hands on, he truly did it for the Lord. That's what I really want. The older I get, the more I realize that when it comes to my faith, it's really about doing it for the Lord and truly for the Lord. And that's what I'm be known for. I want to be known for that he cared for people. That when it comes to his friends, his family, even strangers, that he really cared for people and that he tried to help people as much as possible. And that I loved my family. And I just loved my family. And those are the three things I think I truly want to be known for.
I answered that before. That was a good answer too, Jay. But I answered that before.
You have. I mean, if you have a different answer now, you can definitely change it.
Yeah, add on more wishes.
Like I can't remember, but that's usually the one she closed out with.
You know what? When you said that, I answered that before. I realized, like, if you ask me that every year, it might change a little bit.
Of course, I'm sure.
You are absolutely entitled to change your answer.
Yeah, we evolve.
Even if you want to give a new answer tomorrow, because who knows what type of person God's going to wake us up as tomorrow.
Right. Situations change, people change.
Daily, you know.
I would say just like being, regardless of who you are. That's why I want people to be like, regardless of who you are, like he didn't worry about this, he didn't worry about that. Just the best he could for what he had, he was after God's heart. Like just you know, like for what he knew, if he thought making a bunch of movies with a message was after God's heart, he did it with everything he had. You know, if he start mopping the floor, like, yo, if Red gonna mop that floor, Red gonna give it everything he got.
He gonna give it for the glory of God.
Yeah, like that's what I really, that's why. And I'm not really into legacy. I was before. I'm just not now because, you know, 50 years from now, like,
they forget you so soon.
Yeah. Especially now in this time with social media and stuff, like you know, 50 years, like who even gonna know I existed? Like there's people now that people have there's nobody living that knew they existed.
Although that person may have laid the concrete for what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. But the desire for me to have a legacy, you know what I mean? Like but the impact, exactly. That is there. But I want to take myself out of the legacy. Like even I thought about it a few times, like big awards like Emmy and Oscars, which I never even applied for. I'm not even sure I would take it home. And like, no disrespect, I'll probably put it in like our museum here or something like that, and to use it as an opportunity to like let people know to give Christ a chance.
Hey man, I want to just throw a suggestion out there, man. Shoot for it, man, because God don't give out no unpolished trophies. You understand what I'm saying? And he's blessing y'all with the ability to do what y'all do. Don't be afraid to shine. Don't be afraid to shine. And don't feel like you're taking away from the glory of God by shining. By the more you shine, the more you're able to push the message for him that you want to. So don't be, you know what I mean? Like, I would love to say I interviewed somebody that got an Emmy, a Grammy, or you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
You know what? Even
the
with
stuff
that,
that y'all put together is amazing. So why not?
And
I mean,
see, I'm sorry, go ahead.
but I was saying to piggyback off of that. I mean, even with the Emmys, you know, a lot of our people not even wanted to even have those. So why even, you know, indulge in that? I mean, as long as you're pushing that message out there, and it's just my opinion, as long as you're pushing that message out there, and those movies are being seen and supported by your people and your fan base, I mean,
Yeah,
to me, that's all that really matters.
But I get both of you because I get what you're saying, Jasmine. Like, you know, if you're doing what is working, which you feel God has you doing, don't get off course on that to chase, you know what I mean,
Right.
these man-made things. But I see what he's saying too. Chasing that gives you opportunity to spread the gospel to people that you probably wouldn't been able to reach.
Right.
You
So
know?
it's a double-edged sword with
Yeah.
Don't dim your own light. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
right.
You know, people shoot for the moon. If you miss, you're still amongst the stars.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you guys, I'm gonna give you guys. I'm a lower man, Doe, and I'm gonna give you guys both a chance to give any shout outs, that you want to give to your family, friends, or whatever.
I'll let you go first, Jay.
Oh, man. Oh, okay.
Voila.
First shout out, as always, to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Thank you, God. Without you, none of this would happen. Shout out to my loving wife. Shout out to my son. Shout out to my mother, to my father. Shout out to all the boys at my job, Station 5. I love y'all guys. And most importantly, because I never forget, even though it's at the end, shout out to Nakia Hamilton. Because, man, him being in my life, I don't know where I would be without him in my life. And not just on a film aspect, but on a brotherly aspect. Like, I wouldn't be where I'm at spiritually or nothing with him. So that's all I got.
Appreciate that, bro. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I appreciate that. And the same to you, too, man. I think among all of us, we don't give each other enough credit.
Very true, yeah.
Me, you, Josh, like all everybody. But yeah, my shout out is, of course, you know, to my family. God, Jesus Christ is the center. But my shout out is going to be a little different this time because I need y'all to do something for the people I'm shouting out. I need you on April the 27th, go to Tubi. And if you're not signed in, I need you to sign in. And when you click the movie Assured by Grace, I need you to add it to your watch list. If you do anything on April the 27th, add it. I don't care if you don't get out of the bed. I need you to roll over and go to Tubi, Assured by Grace, and add it to your watch list and tell 10 other people to do the same thing.
Do the same. Add it.
That's what you do. And if you do that, then you're doing the people I'm shouting out a huge, huge favor.
I like it. Sweet.
Dope. So y'all heard that. Y'all take y'all behind the Tubi.
Absolutely.
Sign in, add it to your watch list. And just watch the movie. Just support the movie.
Absolutely.
What is it called?
Yeah. Assured by Grace. Like, you know what's funny you say that? Because sometimes I see people comment on other people's movie, and I'm like, man, like, I can never picture watching a movie and commenting like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never, and then this is the thing I love about fans because, and I don't even like to call them fans, more people, supporters. Mm-hmm. They really get involved into the movie. Mm-hmm. And it makes it more enjoyable. Even when the criticism is not what you want. Like, I was like, wow, like they're that much into the movie. And it says something about the gift. It says something about their appreciation and respect to watch your content. So, yeah, I do want to tell everybody that ever watched any of my movies, thank you. You ever looked, shared anything, you have no idea how big one share is. You don't understand.
Huh. Very much so. And listen, this is out of Wilmington, North Carolina here. Let me just say that, okay? Wilmington
Hey
said,
fellas, I'm right here. I'm right here in Myrtle Beach. If y'all need a short, fat guy with dreads, I'll pull up.
Make sure we write that down.
Oh, it's already written down. People
You
say
know
that.
what I mean? I'm right
you
here.
say that, and I'll put you right in something.
okay.
Hey, my pull-up game is impeccable.
Right. Well, Nakia, you know, you need me. I'm in Wilmington all the time. You know, I
Got
just
you.
want to see big family all the time. So just let me know. But
By the way, if you need somebody to scout something in Myrtle Beach scene wise, I'm willing to do that. And I don't want anything in return, but you know, I know some people that know some people, and you know what I mean.
I need a private jet. Can you get us one of those?
If you got the money, I'll get you anything you want. Cash talks.
He threw that thing back, didn't he?
okay.
Cash talks. I can get you anything you want.
Now that's what you call a pivot right there.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed you guys. I enjoyed the movie. We enjoyed the cast sitting down and
We
speaking
did.
with them. You guys, please go support Assured by Grace. It's a great film, great cast. Support all his movies. Let's just start there. I mean, he has an abundance of movies out, and they're great. Like, I am such a fan of a lot of his work. I promise you will not be disappointed. Support your own, as I always say, because who else gonna do it but us? So, with that being said, we're gonna get out of here. Doe, what you got coming up on the Doe Show?
Y'all check out the Doe Show, the Doe and Bezo Show, Dope Dishes with Joe, on all social media platforms. Everything's just going to continue to grow and prosper around here.
Mm-hmm. And then Sunday night, you'll see me
Right.
and Doe on Too Real for TV.
Too Real for TV podcast.
We got a guest coming up, so y'all tune in for that. The agent series we are reviewing on YouTube. So yeah, we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty of that. And please support these men. I'm your
Support
host.
our movie. Support something for the culture too.
Thank
you. For the culture.
Watch every episode. Go
All
back
of it.
and watch every episode. Click this one and go back to the beginning. Watch every single
Watch
one.
this one twice.
And share.
Yes.
Every click matters.
Yes, every click, every share, every support matters with our people. I mean, what does it hurt to share? What does it hurt to support? I mean,
it hurts some people.
It might hurt some people. It ain't gonna hurt us.
They sold.
It ain't gonna hurt. I mean, yo, we support. I thought about it today. I shared Cedric the Entertainer happy birthday. I said, I don't even know this guy. Like, I had 10 friends that had birthdays. I ain't even say that.
And you know what's the craziest thing? Because I just talked about this on an episode with somebody. The craziest thing to me is that we are so quick to support some of these celebrities that y'all don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like you up here saying happy birthday to Shirley Chisholm. You ain't never met Shirley Chisholm. Never met her. But you up here saying happy birthday.
But you won't tell your cousin happy birthday because you know him.
Right. Or you won't even support a platform or a movie that is geared for our people and is trying to help progress our people in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do better, people. We have to do better.
You know what I've learned about people? This is something filmmaking has taught me so much about life. But one thing I've learned about people is almost everybody wants some form of power.
Yes.
If they don't feel like they can get that, they're not interested.
Yeah.
So they want all the hard work that Tyler Perry put in to be a vibe of some of that for people to see by sharing something of his. You know, but they don't want to help build somebody else's that they know that's right beside them.
They don't want to exalt nobody. Yeah.
Yes. And it's not just, I think people are just like that. I think people have been lied to. We've been lied to through marketing. We've been lied to through music, through movies also. You know, and we have these thoughts and things that we need to support this. And it kind of leads to that. But you have to make a conscious decision. I'm going to support something for the culture. I'm going to play every episode. I'm going to click like on every episode just to support.
Because I mean, ultimately, these are the people. These are people that's in your neighborhood. These are your neighbors. These are your family. You know, these are friends. why are you not supporting your own?
Man, if I help you get $1 million and you stay next door to me, you know what that cookout gonna look like?
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
Like,
First of all, where's my plate?
Everything we can pronounce gonna be out there.
I ain't worried about the dude that forgot the hot dog and hamburger buns. I ain't worried about. We about to DoorDash that real quick. Like,
sure is.
Like it's when me and Jay talk about this. Life is different when you can go somewhere and anybody could pay for everybody.
Yeah.
It's completely different than versus going there and if something happens, you know you're the only one that can pay for everything. Like everything, the vibe changed, the feel changed, the options changed, opportunity, the way you appreciate life different when everybody works their butt off, support each other, bam, and we can enjoy it together.
Right. You know what's funny? A quick story before we get out of here. Personal story. Me and Doe here. We have been doing this for him 9 years, myself 10 years. Throughout that journey, we have supported one another. Period. When I get an interview, Doe, come on. Hop on here. You're gonna add this to your portfolio. Jazz, you come over here. That's what we do.
Yeah, I love that.
I've collaborated with so many other platforms and podcasters because I'm not in competition with you guys. I'm in competition with myself. So that's how I look at it. My biggest competition is me, not you guys or another podcaster, because we're all out here. There's plenty of us out here to eat, just like in filmmaking. There's plenty of directors and producers out here. Y'all all going
resources for everybody.
It's enough out here to eat.
There is enough.
We need to stop with the crabs in the barrel mentality where we keep pulling each other down to the bottom of the bucket, so we feel like we're gonna get ahead. We all gonna get out the bucket if we help each other up.
Yes, and I think the root of that is people really don't believe in themselves.
No.
Like if you have to lie and steal and connive and trick people, you really don't believe you can do it. You know, if you're not willing to support other people and work together, you don't believe in. I'm gonna say this real quick, but I've sat and spoke with some people I consider very successful, mentally, financially, and with their family. You know, and what I've noticed with them is they're intentional about relationships. So this guy started a business. He was doing buying land, flipping it. His friend said, "Well, I'll start a business clearing land." So now they partner with each other. Another friend said, "I got a homeboy that builds houses." All three of them got together and started. He was buying the land, he cleared it, he built houses. And they were intentional about their relationships. In our culture, and I'm just being honest.
Be honest.
If you started buying land and flipping it, and other people find out, they're not going to start another business to support yours. They're going to try to copy what you are doing.
Yeah.
Every single time. And the one issue in our culture is we're not intentional about relationships or management. So what happens is you end up being around a bunch of people that can't solve any of your problems because everybody has the same problems.
Yeah.
You know, so there's no growth there. But we talked about one of the ladies that worked with us, and in their culture, everybody had a career. So she was 16 at the time. She was able to go to an accountant in her family, a police officer in her family, a school teacher in her family, a guy that owned restaurants. If she wanted any of these careers. And I think it brings growth and generational growth, and it stops the crab in the barrel because we have opportunity. But, you know, I feel like in our culture, man, it's different. It's like, we just don't think there's enough.
Well, you know what it is. And I hate to go back to this, but it has a huge part to do with how we are now. A lot of that when they separated us and broke us down, the Willie Lynch, all of that, it comes into play.
Yes.
And the problem is that in this day and age anyway, a lot of our people still dangle on that instead of trying to move forward. We're not the generation that went through slavery. We didn't
programming though. It's a whole lot of programming.
I get that, but at this day and age, we can't keep harping on it. We have to progress and move forward. We can't do it. It's just like slave movies. I don't want to see another slave movie.
No, I'm sorry. I don't want to see another one either.
I don't
Like, that's not black stories. That's just black
it's not. It's the story that they want us
and
to.
it's not what
it's the story that they want portrayed. We were a whole lot more before slaves.
Talk about why haven't we got
before
y'all? Did anybody ever ask themselves that? Why haven't we received a Moor movie about the Moors? Where's that at? That was basically our existence.
Don't take much to answer that question. We know why.
But that's another episode for another time.
Yeah, we'll be here all night.
Right, we sure will, because But you guys, we thoroughly enjoyed the movie. Absolutely. We cannot wait for it to do big numbers, and we cannot wait for our next project. I'm speaking into existence.
I can't wait for the next project, but I'm waiting on Assured by Grace. When this Tubi thing hit, I want everybody to go to support this movie. Like, I can't explain it enough because it's beyond me. It's about other people that we're working with. It's going to create them an opportunity. I'm just excited for this whole thing with Charles, Josh, Brianna, all of them. They work real hard, and I think it's time for them to get that their emotions of a murder moment. I think it's time for them to get that.
Repeat the date one more time for us. Sorry, Jazz.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying, not only that, this movie is very informative for us. So please, if you don't have nothing else to watch on Tubi,
even if you got something to watch, this should be what you come to watch.
Watch it. Give it a chance. Give it a chance.
Yes. Give it a chance.
You were saying something though before we get out of here?
Nah, we good. All good.
All right. So y'all, I'm Jazzy J. This has been a special episode of Something for the Culture. We'll be back Monday night, 8 p.m., our regular scheduled time. We are having Sade on. She has the new hottest show out in the podcasting land where she's telling all the secrets from anonymous people in the streets that are telling their business with the T. Y'all not going to miss because she sure just sent me a story. So I'll see y'all Monday night.
Thanks for watching. See you later. Appreciate it, guys.